Hello, you beautiful people. It's time for the O Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, CW. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to hit that bell on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast on any and all platforms. Today, we're talking about the future of the Bloodline. Again, Wrestlemania is coming up. It's right there. Heck, this episode might go up early because as of this recording, WrestleMania is 2 days away. And we don't know who's going to win between Cody and Roman. But let's look at the facts. Roman is currently a part-time wrestler. Part-time, baby. He shows up when he wants. He gets a huge pop. He puts up the 2 titles. He does his work. He goes home. He always puts in good work. He does great matches. But the man is part-time. Let's be honest with ourselves. He wants to spend time with his family. He doesn't want that rigorous schedule. And distance makes the heart grow fonder. The less you see of somebody, the more you want to see them. It's the right thing to do. But there have been rumors that Roman Reigns is going to take an extended vacation if he loses the title after WrestleMania, potentially returning at SummerSlam. If this happens, I'm pretty certain that the Bloodline are going to lose all of their titles. That includes the Usos dropping the titles to Kevin and Sami, which makes the most sense. I think them having the tag team titles right now and letting them become an established headlining tag team is only going to elevate the tag team division. The Usos, again, have been fantastic and are amazing now. They've improved so much, but I think having Sami and Kevin kind of take that baton and run with it as a new tag team to contend with, less dominant and more like everyman tag team, I think that would work well. But if they drop the titles and Roman dropped the titles, what's next for the Bloodline? Obviously, if Roman goes on vacation, we have a big gap in that story. So what is the next level to this story? Well, they kind of already teed it up with Sami saying that Jay wanted to knock out Roman Reigns and that the Bloodline has to end and that, Roman is, an oppressive force on the Usos and Solo, and he's just holding all of them back. What if Roman drops the title, goes away, and then we finally get main event Jay doing some singles matches? Because right now we don't really have the Usos competing alone. They're a tag team. They're obviously going to always be a tag team. But what if Jay entered one of Triple H's custom tournaments for a title? Maybe the WrestleMania shakeup puts the Usos on Raw, and Jey Uso enters the U.S. title hunt, and he gets put in a program with Austin Theory and eventually takes the U.S. title. So U.S. title main event Jey, right? And then you can have him keep working up until SummerSlam, where he takes on Cody for the titles, right? For the title, whatever it is. And then Roman comes back, and Roman helps Jay win. Then Roman says to Jay, I'm back. The Bloodline needs to fall back in line. I need my titles back. Hand them over. Basically telling Jay, I helped you to win those titles so you can just give them to me. And Jay responds, nah, Oos, it's different now. The Bloodline's mine. I'm the head of the table. Now you have the conflict that goes back from the beginning of the Bloodline, where Roman Reigns would take fists to his cousin to make him fall in line, to beat him into submission. The only reason Jimmy joined the Bloodline was because he didn't want to see his brother get beat up anymore. That was it was such a great story. He's like, I don't care. I don't think you should be doing this. And I don't see the reason to, quote unquote, fall in line with Roman Reigns. But Roman was like, no, you will, because if you don't, I'm going to whoop your brother. And that's how the Bloodline started. So I think people forget that the Bloodline was started through trauma. Having Jay break through a lot of that trauma with Roman not being there and him elevating himself to getting a title and then working his way working his way towards a championship title match with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam would be huge. And for him to win, for Cody to take the L and give it to Jay, and then Jay getting into a program with, fighting off the advances of Roman Reigns. I mean, come on, the drama continues. I just listened to What Culture Wrestling's WrestleMania predictions, and they said that the Bloodline is basically the golden goose of WWE right now. It has been for 3 years, and a Roman Reigns and a Uso loss resets the meta in WWE. Who then picks up the baton of the Bloodline? The Bloodline is the most beloved story in wrestling for the last 20 years. It's been, epic. But if they all lose and Roman leaves, where does that leave people? Well, you have to then elevate the members of the Bloodline. Solo is obviously going to go, quote, solo, and do his thing. He's an amazing talent as well, and he needs a title himself, or at least to be in the run. And the Usos, I swear, before they call it quits, they need singles runs. Jimmy and Jay need singles runs. They can always be a tag team. They can always work together. They can always go after tag team gold. But Jay, specifically, he's been doing such amazing work. He needs to get that rub. He needs that belt. He needs the U.S. title. He needs something. And then put him in the program to get revenge on Roman. Roman just keeps showing up and saying, you're gonna relinquish the head of the table to me. I never stopped being the head of the table. And Jay's like, well, you weren't here and I held it down and we got this title back and it's back with the family and it has nothing to do with you. And then have them battle it out. And then again, make a play for WrestleMania where the two of them get in the ring together and we finally get the resolution of that sort of family drama. And then at the end, you can put Roman over as a face. Roman will have to take the pin. I swear he has to pass that to Jay. He has to take the pin in WrestleMania 40 and then hug it out with his cousin. Bloodline remains, but now they're not the oppressive family force. They're, the baby faces kind of thing. And then you can do whatever you want. By that time, I think people will be a little over the whole Bloodline thing, but finding footing after WrestleMania to kind of continue on the Bloodline angle in a fresh direction, it has to be led by Jay, in my humble wrestling opinion. If you want to take shots, make Solo do it. Right now, Solo is the enforcer, but what if Solo was the whole damn show? First of all, for Solo to be the whole damn show, they need to change his street champ gimmick. It doesn't work. He doesn't get into street fights. It doesn't make any sense. He is basically the, Kevin Owens of that group. And Kevin Owens kind of already has a stranglehold on that sort of, rough, I'm coming out in shorts and makeshift clothes to just fight, to brawl with you. I think Solo needs a new direction. I don't know where I was going with that, but honestly, it has to be Jay. I think Solo is an amazing talent. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's one of those guys you can see it in his face that he's going to be huge. He's learning right now. He's learning all the ropes of main television. And you know what? He does such an amazing job. His whole job, the entire Bloodline saga, was to not laugh. They told that man, do not react to anything you see in the ring. You need to be stoic. You have to be, the hard edge. You cannot react. And hey, he took that and he ran with it. I don't think I've seen him. He's maybe smirked once or twice, but for the most part, he got through Sami Zayn being really funny. He got through the Usos celebrating. He's been that guy. He's done his job. So he's learning really well. And I think he's gonna be a factor when Jay rises to the top after Roman takes his step down from the throne for a while. What do you think is the future of the Bloodline? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. Please, if you don't hear from me before WrestleMania, enjoy WrestleMania and we will recap the night after, which is Monday. Anyway, don't you forget.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah.